森の消費量がやっぱり正解だったんだね。セーブたくさんするのね。はい。では行きます。今出てますけど、クレメンツの後を追って円卓の間に入り、ドミナに会う。あと図書館であった人物の、恋人ですかね。恋人が元ブラザーフッドスティールの彼である、彼女がまだいるかどうかっていうそれの情報も含め手に入ればねいいと思いますけど、この人か。
You must be the outsider Warden Howell mentioned. Welcome to the Tower, our little fortress in this swath of the wasteland. I'm Castellan Clemens. I will be your escort during your visit to the tower. Do you have any questions before we take your find to the Domino?
クルサイダーについて少し教えてくれ。君はなぜここにいるのか。カステランってなんだ。
While I think that is more the Domino's purview to answer that question, I will give you some broad strokes of our mission. Our goal is to retake the great cities of the past from the grip of the unworthy. Raiders, the Legion, the Enclave, or any other wasteland tyrants. Portland, or rather the Frontier, is not high on the list of our cities to retake. However, the Domina is here for personal reasons. The tower was a fortuitous find, as it is filled with protectrons, terminals, and other electronics we can use to repair our equipment. Not to mention a protective force field around the entrance, and a few other delightful discoveries. The Brotherhood would kill to have this place. Of the many rumors about House spread across the Mojave, I can confirm that he's a mechanical maestro like no other. Robco Tower seems to have been his fortress in the pre-war northwestern United States. I probably should stop here as the Domina is waiting. We'd better get moving.
カステランって何？
In a nutshell, I'm the person who acts on behalf of the Domina. I oversee visitors, low-level internal issues, and the garrison here at the tower. I am also the administrator responsible for maintaining the armory and protecting the tower, as well as the Abernathy cantonment.
パワーアーマーを着た執事か。こんなこと言ったら失礼かな。
Frankly, you could say that.
だよ
It's a
ね。
rather derogatory oversimplification.
ごめんごめ
I
ん
could say that you're a vagabond that hasn't bathed in months.
ごめんごめん。
But let's keep this civil, shall
ちょっと気分を害したよう
we?
で
All right
す。
then. Follow me.
すいません。これはさすがに一人での潜入無理だな。力技では。ちょっとライトつけとこう。この人？違うか。わあ、すごい綺麗になってるね。綺麗にしてますね。どこ？どこ？後ろついていかないとダメなんだね。ダメですね。これ後ろちゃんとついていかないと。
Greetings, my lady.
お
It
お。
is my honor to present to you the stranger who found the rare Mormon psalmody. Please, take a seat with us.
了解。じゃあ隣に座ろうかな。隣に座ります。
Dear Lord,
失礼。
thank you for another day. And thank you
あ、こっちだったか。
for this table.
しまった。
That thy blessings continue to bring us courage, prosperity, and strength. Welcome,
あ、そこに
stranger,
座る
to
ん
the
だね。
tower, and more importantly to our round table. As its name suggests, it has no head.
へ
For all who sit here have equal
え、いいです
voice.
ね。
For I view all men equal under the Lord, and that a man is most honest among his peers. With that said, I'm Domino Weaver, leader of the Crusaders.
You're familiar with Castellan Clements already. So, ladies, if you would be so kind as to introduce yourselves.
I'm Charlene Young,
あ、
seneschal and
シャーリーンがいた。
The root word is Sophia, Greek for knowledge.
なんと
One could say we're akin to
びっ
doctors
くり
or
です。
scholars.
探してて彼女で
We
すね。
research into all known biomedical sciences, including genetics and old world pharmaceuticals. Perhaps most paramount is that
向こうに
we're
座ればよか
all
った。
female.
Here we go.
こっち
Brigham Young taught that women should stand behind the counter, study law or medicine for the benefit of
実在
society.
する。
I
ここまで注釈入れてる。
paraphrasing, of course.
Put some extra salt in that crock of shit before you try to serve it, Charlene. It might go down a little easier.
Must you really, Molly? Have you no respect for the sanctity of this table or our ways? I apologize.
彼女ちょっと喧嘩っ早いのかな。
Charlene? I really wish you would stop trying to force your bullshit codes on the younger girls and tout it like it's gospel.
As a matter of fact, Molly, it might be regarded as gospel.
You really believe that stupid shit? Jesus. Elijah must have fucked with your brains more than I thought.
How dare you?
Enough!
I apologize for our sudden derailment. We will address this later, both of you. Now then,
メカニ
Mrs.
ック
Molly,
もうそのまんまです
Chief
ね。
Mechanic and Tech Wizard. Now, if you will, please tell us how you came into possession of such a rare
じゃあ
artifact.
いや別にその図書館に行って見つけただけなんだけど。クズどもの虫けらみたいなものだからって言ったら怒るよなこれな。一応こっちでしょ。はい。
So this relic managed to survive the apocalypse in a public library? If anything, attests to it being a sacred text.
これ違うよって言われたら嫌だけ
May
ど
I。have it?
本といやここで取引する？いやまあ一応ここは平等だとかって言ってるような人だからもうこれでいきましょう。もう無償度っていうことで。はい。
Thank you. You have no idea how precious this is to us, to our cause. Another torch with which to bring the world out of the darkness. Now then, because of your deed, I grant you full access to the tower and membership in our order. Before the ceremony, do you have any questions?
来た。あいいんだよね。待ってちょっと NCR からの信頼を失ったとかなしだよ。いいよね。これはどういうことだろう。大丈夫だったかな今の。まあいいか。ヘリオス1の戦いに参加したと聞いたことがある。BOS のパラディンだったとか。これ聞いておきたいな。本当にブラックストーンを当て取るのかどうするつもりだ。
I do. Looks are deceiving.
あ、
The
本当
NCR
に
is
や
a
る
poorly
気
trained
か。
ragtag lot whose only true strength is number. Besides, I have God on my side. He blesses us.
いや
On our
仲
journey
良
to
く
the
した
frontier,
方
we
がよ
came
くない
across an
かい。
untouched military armory in Idaho. It had been stocked with prototype equipment, water, and MREs. All of our current equipment is from there. Chance? Luck? Neither. The provisions were given as a sign from the Lord.
すべて神のおぼし飯ということですね。
I saw him order the execution of his wounded men. What kind of man does that? The Lord says, "Vengeance is mine, I shall repay." I'm his sword, swift and dauntless. Blackthorn will answer for his crimes against humanity. His crimes against the Brotherhood, against those innocent fallen soldiers.
まあ彼らは彼らの主義があってポリシーがあってね来てるのに、まあこの人たちからすれば違うんだろうな。はい、一応聞いておきましょうか。
This is true. I was there on that godforsaken day.
はい。
Wraiths of the battle still haunt me. Cannons. Death screams. The stink of death. All of it. I nearly died there, entombed in broken power armor. Rivulets of my blood ran from the joints onto the parched earth. My pride was as broken as my body. But death did not come. As the crows circled above and the sun threatened, I managed to get free and crawl on my belly to a safe patch of grass. Tended my wounds, watching the NCR rejoice. I should have died given the amount of blood loss, but it seems God had other plans. I found a duffel bag under a Joshua tree, containing medical supplies and some clean water. I hid there the whole day convalescing. At dusk, I jammed a Medex in my leg and tossed my holotags in with a pile of others. I was too ashamed to return to the Brotherhood, so I left the Mojave for a new beginning elsewhere. Eventually, I bought a set of T-45 from a merchant. Didn't seem right for him to have it. And found New Canaan. It was there I was chosen by heaven. Crowned by God to become his judge. The protector of his people on earth. You could say I've become a paladin now in the truest sense. For what purpose? To become a relic hunter? To worship idols of the old world? They believe they're the only ones with a right to it. How misguided. We are all God's children, and thus our duty is to provide basic human rights to everyone. A right to freedom, a right to life, a right to serenity. My mission now is to restore those rights, to rebuild the grand old world cities. It can be done. Shady Sands, New Canaan. It just requires the will. Very well. We will begin the Adubemont. Step this way, please. Right in front of me.
Hey, newbie. What can I do for you? I don't give a rat's ass if it's pre-war or made yesterday. If it's broke, I can fix it. Give it here.
やった、ありがたいね。でもこれお金取るよね。大事なものはまずね、狙撃銃が必要。あ、これでもあんまり劣化してないな。大丈夫かな？大丈夫です。ありがとう。君がモリーでしょ。
That's me, Molly Callaghan, Chief Engineer and Technology Wizard. I oversee the repair of our power armor and other gear, along with inventing
お
new
お、
tech.
新しい技術を発明。
Now, this goddamn Robco joint is a gold mine of technology. I would have killed to work here if I was an old worlder. This is my Library of Alexandra.
NCR についてどう思う？
I don't.
しないんだ。
Alright then. Come back and see me if you need a repair. Or want to pick my brain about something.
さあ、式典の相手をしようか。ちょっと脱帽しないとね。脱帽？脱マスクしましょうね。はい。え？
Praise be to the Lord,
びっ
my
くりした。
who trains my hands for war,
肩に置くの
my
ね。は
fingers
い。
for battle. By his name, do I ask of you this solemn vow. To strive for justice, to banish all evil from our land, and to vanquish all tyranny attempting to ensnare our world. This is my cause. What say you?
誓います。
Very well. By the powers vested in me by the Lord, I grant you the station of man at arms and entrance into our sacred order. Accept these
来た。
gifts.
鎧。
As promised, you now have full access to the tower. The pass card will disable the force fields so you may come and go as you
やっ
please.
たよ。
As a new member, I
フルアクセ
present
ス
you
で
with
き
these garments and a
る。
sidearm. Your food
武
rations
器、
can be
服
collected
じゃ
from
な
the
く
trunk
て
in the
アーマーちょうだい。
R&D cafeteria. My last request is that, as a member of our order, you help the others around here in their time of need. With that said, this meeting is over.
あ、待って。上昇した。クルセイダーズからは上昇したけど、 待って、参加すると仲間の人間に危害を加えようとする者に対するダメージが増加する。ああ。邪悪なキャラクターへのダメージが 10% アップ。人々はあなたを受け入れ始めました。問題は NCR なんだよな。さあ、ナターシャさん。君
Hello
に
again. How
ちょ
may
っ
I be of
と
assistance
話
to
があ
you?
ります。ロボット工学の建物の中に医療ラボがあるのは不思議だな。一応こ
This
の辺から始
advanced
めよう
medical
か。
research lab was abandoned prior to the war. Odd enough for a robotics company to be involved in such an undertaking. But this is only a soup con of the strangeness. It seems that someone tried to ransack the place, but settled for smashing all the terminals and burned them, along with all the research logs in the central room. Someone didn't want whatever was going on up here to be noticed or discovered. Perhaps a revelation they felt impeded upon the works of God. Perhaps something as terrible as learning to split the atom. My mind churns with the possibilities. For the more my Sophers investigate, the more secrets this seemingly innocuous building harbors. We're attempting to piece together the purpose of research done here, but all that's left is evidence of cryogenic experiments on canines, some of which are still frozen in stasis pods. Feel free to look around, but do be careful in the main laboratory. A power surge caused the robotic dissection suites to reactivate, and we currently can't find the means to shut them down.
脳の損傷や手術の話を聞いたことがあるんだけど、何かあったのか。
I wasn't always this dour. Once I was brilliant, vivacious young scribe. Not as fervid as Molly, mind you. Father Elijah changed all of that. After the battle of Helios 1, I was wounded by a rad scorpion as we fled towards our new bunker. I began to bleed out, but then Elijah found me. I'd always looked upon him like a grandfather. He seemed particularly taken with me and another girl, Veronica. He stopped the venom and my bleeding. As he carried me away, I believed the darkest moment in my life had passed. How naive I was then. While he repaired my body, Elijah had other designs for my brain. Specifically for my pineal gland. The dark truth of his fondness revealed itself. Apparently, he'd taken a fondness to me because of my gift, and wanted to enhance it cybernetically. The surgery was horrific without anesthesia. I don't know how many days had passed, only that it was several surgeries later. He grew frustrated with the process and stitched me up mid-operation. He raved about not having the proper tech, but that he knew where to find it. Elijah abandoned me. I awoke in a shack on the outskirts of Freeside. I never heard from him again. The last round of surgery damaged me. My amygdala, specifically. In short, I have trouble processing emotions, particularly happiness and anger. I've worked with the Domina and Clements to restore them, but it's like trying to regrow an arm. You eventually learn to adapt. Perhaps one day God will answer that prayer. As a teen, I discovered I could, know things via nasty shocks of electricity. I owe my impulsivity to fix an old terminal for the revelation. Tasha believes the ability is a gift from God, something about biblical prophets having similar powers. Me, I have a more mundane explanation. Pretty sure, being a scribe, my mother was exposed to some FEV residue, or heavy radiation, from old pieces of tech, before she knew she was pregnant. A lot of babies in my bunker had birth defects around the time I was born. So, put two and two together. It's more like visions of what another person around me is feeling. It works both ways. With enough concentration, I can make another feel a certain way. You can imagine why Elijah wanted to save me. What a mass-scale weaponized version of my power would do to the NCR morale. Nightmarish indeed.
このインテリジェンス6のソファーになりたいってこの意味が全くわからないんだけど、怒るんじゃない？こんなこと言ったら。彼女を傷つけたい、そのための最善の方法は何だ？彼女ってどのことを言ってるんだろう。一応これでまあ言ってみようか。
Well, you do
こう
have
し
the
た。
intelligence, but do you have any medical training?
スティームパックの薬効を解説する。
Well done. You seem well versed in medical sciences and would be an asset to us. So, with these small gifts, I welcome you to the Sofers. While there are no urgent matters, I could really use a textbook on radiation sickness. Some of the newer recruits are struggling with the subject. Find one for me, and I'll teach you a bit of compound pharmacy in exchange.
まだまだいい、まだあるん
Greetings
だ。
to your Sofer. How may I be of assistance to you?
重要な話が。エリアンという男に会った。シャーリンを探しにフロンティアに来たと言っていた。ただ彼女はもうね、感情がないみたいなこと言ってたからさっき。どう反応するんでしょうか。はい。
Elian?
あれ
Um,
あれ
thank you.
まだ全然あるじゃないです
Please
か。
don't press this any further.
エリアンは君を愛しててわざわざフロンティアまで来たんだ。近くにいますよ。
Don't you understand?
あーっ
I
と。
am done with the Brotherhood. It's a painful past. To stalk my
そうなんだ。
nightmares. Nothing more.
あれ泣かせちゃった
Look at that. You've pried apart
ごめん。ご
a
めんな
long
さい。
stitched wound. So fiercely.
そういうつもりで。
You've overcome Elijah's maiming.
でもこれ見たら彼どう思うかな。
Just
おっ
tell
と。
Elian I'm dead. That it was just a fling.
どうする
Just
これ。
Anything. To close that chapter of his life.
嘘をつくか
And my own.
もう死んだとかって言って。
Take this. He'll know that it's mine.
うわぁ。スピーチ。エリアンを彼の命を救うのに十分な意味があるのでは。いいですね、これ。彼はリウマチ熱なんだ。助けてあげてくれ。こっちで行こ
I'm sorry.
う。あ、
It's in God's hands.
ダメ
now.
なんだ。ちょっと待った。
Greetings to your Sofer. How may I be?
さよなら、シャーリン。彼女を傷つけたい。そのための最善の方法は何だ？あ、なんかあるの？道具みたいなものが。なんかよくわかんないな、この辺のやりとり。さよなら、シャーリン。
Have a good day and stay safe out there.
残念でしたね。彼も全然
It's a pleasure to see you again, Sofer. Do you need my assistance?
脈
with
なし
something?
です。リージョンどう思います？
God has spoken, and this is the verdict. The light has come into the world, but
リ
men
ージ
loved
ョンは
darkness
良く
rather
ないっ
than
ていう
the
のは
light,
一致してるん
as
だ
their
な。
deeds were evil. The sins of the old world have left a stain that has infected the hearts of men, shackled them with darkness, turned the United States into Babylon. The Legion are the living embodiment of that stain. Yet even in darkness there is light, a spark to cleanse the world of the sins of the past. I am that light, the light that shall burn away the demons of this world, shall thrust back into hell the wicked, the deranged, the abominations. I will ensure they are so utterly erased from the world, from history, that not even in the darkest corner of hell is the name of Kaisar whispered. Farewell.
まだあるんだ。 まだある。
It's a pleasure to see you again, Sophie.
君が床で寝ているのに気がついた。どう考えてもちょっと変だな。なんだこれ。
A warrior's life changes a woman. I've spent years sleeping on floors or in the dirt. At this point, sleeping on a bed would feel unnatural to me.
へえ。
Farewell. Seek me out should you need anything.
はい。一応ね、これでブラザーフットスティールに入団できました。そして私が欲しかったないです全然ないです。クルセイダーのこれくれたわ。あ、ソファー？ソファーってなんだろう。あ、こういうスーツのことをソファーって言うんだ。あー。サレット。重騎兵。これはただ単に普通の服ですね。まあそこそこ防御力はあるけどね。そうか。なるほどね。さあこの先はどうしたらいいんだろう。このままパワーセルを見つけに行ってもいいんでしょうかね。クエスト自体がまだ生きてる。あ、パワーコアか。生きてるね。あ、エリアに教えてあげないといけないな。そうだ、その件もあったな。ちょっと彼女に言ってアーマー欲しいんだけどってダメかな。
Kissing Charlene's ass now, eh? Be careful your lips don't stick to those ice cold
あれ
buns.
見てた？
I thought better of you. Anyway, what do you need?
リージョンについてどう思う？これ多分関係ないっていうね。シャーリーンは女性ばかりの。あ、ソファーってあれか。そういう意味か。なるほど。
That's goddamn Charlene for you. She takes this shit way too seriously. Equal means equal, or am I fucking stupid? Women don't need special jobs. Being a woman doesn't define me. Being the best fucking mechanic in the waste does. It might be a sin, but say the devil walked through those doors. If he challenged me to a fixing duel, he'd walk away crying, rather than a smacked ass for being dumb enough to fuck with old Molly in her workshop.
モルモン教ってこんな感じ。
Ha!
お、
If
取っ
that
た。
half-ass interpretation of Brigham Young wasn't enough of a clue, I'd call it the Brotherhood exegesis of Mormonism. Just a shallow imitation, getting more injections from the Codex with each passing year. If you want to meet real Mormons, you'll need to hike to Utah.
あんまり彼女はその宗教がどうのこうのじゃないね。単純にこの技術になんだろう。技術がこんなにたくさんあるからここに居座ってるだけだねきっと。
I heard it's like football. You go in a tight end and come out a wide receiver.
ですね。
All right then.
Oh,
America.
hey, I totally wasn't spying on you. Nope. Just wanted to talk to the Domina about, you know,
なんだその
stuff.
しどろもどろな感じは。
Oh, I'm America. You could say I started being a Sopher, but it was boring science crap. So now I'm just kind of here, trying to find my path. But don't tell Charlene. She's pretty scary despite the whole cultish lobotomy thing.
クルセイダーになりたくないのか。出て行ってはいけないのか。
Shh, not so loud. No, it's nothing like that. It's a personal thing. But I guess talking about it won't hurt, right? Was Midwestern Brotherhood. I was kicked out when they discovered I was a mutant. I believe freak of nature is what the elder yelled at me. They should have known! I mean, how many Asian girls have bonny red hair? But my mutation is a little different from that. It's not like a ghoul, super mutant, or Charlene's empathic powers. This is a disease old world
感じ
humans
ない
had.
のか。
Congenital analgesia. I can't feel pain. So yeah, my mom hid it pretty well, until I was like 15 and broke my hand doing scribe stuff. I dropped an engine block on it and didn't even yelp. Nothing freaked people out more than seeing a teenage girl with her left hand flapping in the wind and smiling like nothing happened. It was gross. Everything changed. My dad seemed really sad, heartbroken. The next day, my parents and I walked out into the Dust Bowl to get a fallen
また泣いちゃ
satellite.
うの。もう2人目だよ、1日で泣かせたの。アメリカ、大丈夫か？両親が嫌がってたのになぜこの人たちがそうすると思うのか、現実を見なさい、この約束のビッチ。Yes!
You're right.
もう強くなるんだ。
I should just run away. No one wants me. No one will ever love me.
あ、これはダメ。うわ、ちょっと。うわ。あ、待って。それで死ぬのなしだよ。はい。いいぞ相棒って意味がわからんわ。はい、ということで今回ここまでにしたいと思います。いやー、安易にやっぱ選ぶもんじゃないですね。ではまた次回です。